Yes, hello and good afternoon. Thanks to the IGF for giving us this opportunity to present today a topic that is titled The Future of Internet Governance, Cloud-Powered Artificial Intelligence as Catalyst for Digital Transformation. Thanks to the audience who's attending with us today and those who are attending also this session virtually. We stand at a pivotal moment in the evolution of the internet. The rapid advancements in the artificial intelligence and cloud computing goes beyond a technological shift to fundamentally reshaping how we govern, operate, and innovate in the digital realm. In today's presentation, I will shed light on three main topics. First, I will just give a brief about the evolving landscape of the internet governance and emerging technologies. Of course, I will shed light some of the challenges that the internet governance faces those days, and I will present how Saudi Arabia has overcome those challenges. Then I will pass to give a glimpse on the state of AI and cloud landscape in the case A. Finally, I will give a brief about one of the strategic programs that is operated by the digital government in Saudi Arabia. Let's begin by acknowledging the current state of the internet governance. Then we've moved beyond purely technical discussion to a complex interplay of economical, social, and geopolitical factors. Today, internet governance have moved from just a technological advancements into a more complex ecosystem that is based on the emerging technologies like artificial intelligence and cloud computing. Some of the challenges that the existing internet governance is facing is that the emerging technologies gaps nowadays, the adoption of the emerging technologies has way accelerated than the internet governance nowadays. Of course, we have fragmented data policies across nations, and also the digital divides. We've seen a couple of the strategic moves that Saudi Arabia has taken to address those challenges, starting from the organizational, institutional frameworks and the initiation of the organizations to lead the digital transformation in the country, like the Digital Government Authority and the Saudi Data and AI Authority as well. Of course, we've seen advancements in the regulatory innovations, infrastructure and capabilities, global engagements with the IGF and among other engagements at the global scale. Also in Saudi Arabia, Saudi has taken even a strategic response to increase the public-private partnerships by attracting high-tech companies from around the world to the kingdom. Of course, the governance of the AI also has advanced in the last couple of years. Those strategic responses has addressed those challenges that faces the internet governance nowadays. The digital governance revolution from regulation to enablement. Today's governance based on those emerging technologies has introduced new concepts, goes beyond the technological advancements such as the citizen-centric design, data-driven decisions, digital citizen engagement. If we want to see how the Saudi government has taken, has done to address those concepts, we've seen the establishment of governmental authorities to control and govern the digital transformation. Of course, we've seen the initiation of separate entities to govern the data across the government. A dedicated organization called National Data Management Office is responsible of this governance. The country has invested in the emerging technologies to be adopted both publicly and privately. Not only that, unified digital services has been introduced to facilitate and to cement those concepts that I have mentioned earlier, which is the citizen-centric design, data-driven decisions, digital citizen engagements. Those concepts nowadays is part of the digital government regulatory framework. Of course, success factors of those concepts that the political will and leadership has a strong commitment to achieve those concepts when it comes to the digital services. Foundational investments in digital identity, in the cloud, cybersecurity, and data platforms as well. Not only that, there is a huge focus on scaling up the capabilities when it comes to the basic skills needed for the emerging technologies. Well, we've moved from regulations more into enablements, and numbers talks. If we look to the international ranking by the United Nations, EGDI, in 2024, we see that Saudi Arabia has the first place regionally in the Middle East and North Africa, and 7th place globally. When it comes to the AI governance frameworks and cloud governance frameworks, we've seen that the government has taken serious actions to cement and emphasize the governance of the emerging technologies at a national scale. When we speak about AI, we've seen, of course, a dedicated authority to lead the data and AI adoption across the country. We've seen the personal data protection law, ethical principles, generative AI guidelines. All of those frameworks really emphasize the governance beyond the traditional internet governance. When we speak about the cloud governance frameworks, we've seen that the country has launched the cloud-first policy back in 2029, and Saudi Arabia was one of the first countries around the world who publish cloud-first policy. Not only that, when it comes to the supply, we see that the cloud computing service provisioning regulations by the CST, also that was launched to ease and streamline the operation of the cloud service providers in the country. Not only that, it goes beyond the data and AI. When it comes to also to the cybersecurity, the country has launched cloud cybersecurity controls to cope with the transformation. When it comes to the digital government also has published regulatory documents to emphasize the cloud adoption within the public sector. Now, speaking about the international indexes. AI index, we see Saudi Arabia has the 14th place globally, where it was 31 back in 2023. This year, last year, we ranked 14th. We ranked #1 in the region. Of course, all of the governance frameworks that I have presented earlier resulted in such rank internationally. Well, speaking about the synergy between the foundational technologies, speaking about cloud and the AI, we see that key benefits of these synergies can be achieved. Speaking about the cost efficiency that the cloud and AI technologies that will be introduced, when we speak about pay-per-use model, that reduces the capital expenditures that the AI needs in advancements. Of course, accelerated innovation, scalability, and democratization. Here, maybe this shows that Saudi Arabia has an ambitious targets to increase the digital infrastructure across the government to reach 1,300 megawatts of data center capacities in the country. Those are not only a governmental data center investments, but attracting the hyperscalers to be part of those of this data center capacities to accelerate the digital transformation and overcome the challenges that I have presented earlier. Google, AWS, Huawei, Alibaba, Oracle, among others, have granted billions of dollars of investments on the digital infrastructure to make Saudi Arabia not only a regional hub, but a global hub for technology. Of course, this resilient infrastructure will bring with it a massive digital services. Those digital services goes from infrastructure to platforms to softwares. Here we're speaking about the whole emerging technologies are part of the SaaS offerings to accelerate the digital transformation. Of course, to emphasize or to cement the adoption based on, driven by a strategy, a program to accelerate the cloud adoption within the government has launched back in 2023. Given the fact that the Saudi government has the highest spend on the ICT worldwide. We ranked #1 when it comes to the government spending on ICT compared to the whole ICT within the country. Of course, the targets goes to move 80% of the governmental workloads from the on-prem government-owned on-prem facilities to the public cloud. This transformation, of course, will lead to the ease of emerging tech adoption, data governance, among other concepts that I presented earlier in this presentation. Without further ado, streams were launched to really emphasize that the adoption is driven by regulation and enablement from the center of the government. Of course, we've set the directions, we set the objectives, we launched the needed governance frameworks to drive that adoption. Then we activate and enable the ecosystem of this adoption. Those by demand, by emphasizing that the huge demand on the digital services, and enrich, of course, the supply of the digital services within the country. This demand and demand-supply gap will be closed in a proper way that is monitored by proper regulations of the AI adoption and by the cloud solutions regulations. With that, three main streams. One is that we set the strategic directions, we set the roadmap, we publish the proper frameworks and governance frameworks to control that move. Then the government will enable that transformation, and we monitor the compliance to make sure that the challenges that is nowadays faces the internet governance is being bridged properly by the dedicated government regulations. With that, I end up my presentation, and thank you for your attendance and listening. So any questions from the audience, whether online or physical? Yes, please.
Thank you for your nice presentation. My name is Mohammad Abdul Haq. I'm a Secretary General of Bangladesh Internet Governance Forum. Your presentation, this service only facilitated by Saudi Arabia, no, around the world?
This is in Saudi Arabia. Now, maybe in this just we showcased how Saudi Arabia bridged that gap of supply-demand when it comes to emerging technologies adoption within the country.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thanks.